Have you ever noticed that almost every time you get vaccinated, the healthcare worker asks you to roll up your sleeve? Whether it's a flu shot, a COVID-19 vaccine, or a tetanus booster, the injection almost always goes into your upper arm. But why there? Is there something special about that spot, or is it simply a matter of convenience? As it turns out, there's a fascinating mix of anatomy, medicine, and decades of scientific research behind this everyday practice. Today, we're uncovering why your upper arm became the world's favorite place for vaccinations. Right here, on History of Simple Things. Vaccination has come a long way since 1796, when English physician Edward Jenner used material from cowpox lesions to protect people against smallpox. Early vaccinations weren't always given by injection. Some were scratched into the skin, while others were swallowed as liquids or taken through the nose. As injectable vaccines became more common during the 19th and 20th centuries, doctors experimented with different parts of the body. Over time, researchers found that certain muscles consistently produced better immune responses while reducing the risk of complications. Those findings eventually led to today's standard practice of using the upper arm for most vaccines given to older children and adults. The real star of the show is a muscle called the deltoid. It's the thick, rounded muscle covering your shoulder, and it's surprisingly well suited for vaccinations. Unlike areas with thick layers of fat, the deltoid allows the vaccine to be delivered directly into muscle tissue, where it's intended to go. Muscles have an excellent blood supply, which helps immune cells quickly encounter the vaccine's ingredients. More importantly, muscles contain immune cells and are connected to nearby lymphatic vessels, which transport vaccine components to lymph nodes. Inside those lymph nodes, your immune system studies the harmless pieces of a virus or bacterium, or the instructions provided by newer vaccines, and begins building protection. In other words, the arm isn't just a convenient target, it's an efficient gateway into your immune system. You might wonder why vaccines aren't routinely given in the thigh, calf, or even the forearm. In reality, some vaccines are. Babies, for example, usually receive injections in the outer thigh because their thigh muscles are much larger and more developed than their shoulder muscles. Their deltoid muscles simply aren't big enough yet for many intramuscular injections. For healthy adults, however, the upper arm strikes the best balance. The thigh can certainly work, but it's less convenient because clothing has to be removed, making large vaccination clinics slower and less efficient. Other areas may contain more fat or lie closer to important nerves and blood vessels, increasing the chance that the vaccine won't reach the muscle properly or that the injection could cause unnecessary discomfort. Choosing the upper arm isn't just about effectiveness, it's also about minimizing risk. The recommended injection site is carefully located in the middle of the deltoid muscle, away from major nerves and large blood vessels. Healthcare professionals are trained to identify this location using the shoulder bone as a landmark before giving the shot. If an injection is placed too high or too low, it could irritate nearby tissues or, in rare cases, contribute to shoulder injuries. That's why proper technique matters just as much as the location itself. Following standardized guidelines has helped make vaccinations both safe and reliable for millions of people every year. Vaccines designed for intramuscular injection are formulated to work best inside muscle tissue. If they're accidentally injected into a thick layer of fat beneath the skin, the vaccine may be absorbed more slowly. Fat tissue has fewer blood vessels than muscle, which can reduce how efficiently the immune system encounters the vaccine. Scientists have also found that muscle tissue creates less prolonged irritation than fatty tissue for many vaccines. That's one reason healthcare providers sometimes choose different needle lengths depending on a person's age, body size, and weight. The goal isn't simply to break the skin, it's to make sure the vaccine reaches the correct depth where it can perform as intended. You may have noticed that healthcare workers often ask whether you're left or right-handed before giving the shot. The reason is surprisingly practical. Many vaccines cause temporary soreness as your immune system begins responding. By injecting your non-dominant arm, it's less likely that everyday activities like writing, lifting groceries, or reaching overhead will become uncomfortable for the next day or two. Some people assume a sore arm means the vaccine is working better, but that's not necessarily true. While mild pain, redness, or swelling are common signs that your immune system has noticed the vaccine, people who experience little or no soreness still develop strong immune protection. Everyone's immune system reacts a little differently. The next time someone tells you to roll up your sleeve, you'll know there's far more science behind that simple instruction than most people realize. Your upper arm offers the ideal combination of accessible muscle, strong blood flow, nearby lymph nodes, and a safe injection site that has been refined through decades of medical research. So, while the vaccine itself gets most of the attention, the place where it's injected plays an important supporting role. That small patch of muscle helps your immune system recognize future threats, build lasting protection, and prepare your body to respond long before an infection has the chance to make you seriously ill. It's a simple choice of location, but one that helps make modern vaccination both safe and highly effective. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.